rubbernecking for that. Take mass transit today. What with the busyness of the roadways and the weather, you're going to want to take mass transit. It'll get you around everything nice and easy. Our next report is 7:51. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Come out to MetLife Stadium on Sunday, December 18th at 1 p.m. to see the New York Jets host the Detroit Lions, presented by Prism by Panini. Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets.
Well, we have seen some very heavy snow across the nation this week, and the enormous weather system that's been causing it arrives in this region later today. For the city, though, no snow. AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore filling us in now.
Donna, the biggest advice I have for you is allow extra time or reschedule meetings for this afternoon. It's going to be a mess no matter which precipitation type that you get, and I think everyone has a shot to be at least mixed through the beginning of this early afternoon. The city then should quickly go to rains, coastal suburbs too, but inland suburbs are going to stay mixed longer. In fact, probably the farther north and west you go, slippery and even a little bit icy into the evening and overnight hours before even those areas go over to rain. North and west and 287 have the best chance for the solid rain and sleet mix that'll give a few to several inches. Wind and rain into tomorrow morning, tapering off to showers. Gets cold and dry for the weekend. Details coming up. Another report in 10 minutes on this storm on New York's weather station. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Well, now, Dean, while this massive storm system isn't expected to cause big trouble in the city, it laid waste to other regions with blizzard-like conditions as it moved west from the Sierra Nevadas. When it got to Louisiana yesterday, the storm spawned tornadoes, and 3 deaths were reported.
Violent rotation, and then the tornado showed its face right over the tree line once it got with the rain.
In the south, tornadoes battered Louisiana from north to south. Storm chaser Michael Vinther spotted one in Caddo Parish.
The trees and terrain were obscuring the parent tornado. So that tornado I was focused on was actually a satellite tornado.
Patsy Andrews in Farmerville heard it.
All we can hear was stuff breaking through our windows.
She and her family had to crawl through the broken glass, but survived.
We all grabbed each other. We jumped into them, and all we could do was just pray.
To the north, blizzard conditions in the Great Plains. Forecasters expect the upper Midwest to be hit with ice, rain, and snow for days, and that'll move into the Appalachians and Northeast. I'm Ben Thomas.
Now, among those 3 tornado victims in Louisiana, a little boy and his mother found dead after their mobile home was swept away. Winds News Time 7:45. A close call on the open ocean for a couple of boaters from New Jersey. They were making their way to Florida, then wound up lost at sea for more than a week. They shared their harrowing tale with 1010 Wins reporter Glenn Schuck.
No water, no food, and certainly running out of hope. 65-year-old Kevin Hyde and 75-year-old Joe T. Tomaso, along with their dog Minnie, a storm sending them way adrift in the midst of 40-foot drifts. No one heard from them for 10 days. Di Tomaso now saying he just wanted to stay alive to see his granddaughter again.
By the cross of Jesus, every morning I will wake up, kiss it, and say to our Father. And if nobody does not believe there's a Lord, they have a problem.
And nothing short of a miracle on Tuesday, 200 miles off the coast of Delaware, the tanker Silver Luna, coming in from Amsterdam, spotted them and picked them up. The captain of the tanker, Niraj Chowdhury, calls it divine intervention.
God sent me to save them.
Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, a 92.3 FM on Staten Island.
Police on the hunt for a guy who blasted a toddler and his mother with pepper spray yesterday afternoon at a Bronx subway station. The 2-year-old was apparently in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's according to the NYPD, who say the guy was actually aiming at 2 women after an argument at the 149th Street Grand Concourse station. The victims had nothing to do with the brawl, which happened on the northbound 245 platform. The little boy and his mom taken to Lincoln Hospital, where police say they are both stable. Well, new scrutiny for cryptocurrency following the collapse of the trading platform FTX. There's now legislation in the works in Washington that would regulate crypto and prevent it from being used for money laundering. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren making the announcement yesterday as the Senate Banking Committee held a hearing about the FTX fiasco.
Keep in mind, this money laundering that's done through crypto supports the worst criminal organizations in the world, and it puts our nation at risk.
And it's a bipartisan measure improving its odds of actually becoming law. The founder and former CEO of FTX remains under arrest in the Bahamas and is now fighting extradition. Sam Bankman-Fried has been indicted on fraud and conspiracy charges. He's being held without bail after being deemed a flight risk. Court proceedings yesterday in San Francisco for the man accused of breaking into the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and attacking her husband.
For the first time, prosecutors played body camera video showing the moment 42-year-old David DePape allegedly attacked Pelosi with a hammer, fracturing his skull. Officers said DePape was on a suicide mission when he broke into the Pelosi San Francisco home back in October, looking to take the House Speaker hostage. Prosecutors showing the judge the hammer allegedly used in the assault. Pelosi continues to recover from his injuries, appearing alongside his wife at the Capitol as the Speaker's portrait was unveiled.
Correspondent Mola Lengi reporting DePape will face trial on multiple charges, including attempted murder. He is being held without bail. A rally in Harlem later this morning in support of efforts to make it easier to get troubled young people back on the right track. One proposed measure would require anyone under age 18 to speak to an attorney before being questioned by police, whether they ask for a lawyer or not. Martin Feynman of the Legal Aid Society spoke to 1010 WINS Newsline about it.
This is just common sense that compensates for what science has told us about the capacity and the wherewithal for the population of youth below the age of 18.
And other proposed measures would expand record sealing and alternatives to incarceration for underage offenders. Well, a Long Island native is currently the reigning champ on Jeopardy, but he's getting some blowback after he hated on the place from whence he came this week. Sean McShane of Boston grew up in West Islip, and on his first appearance Monday, he told host Ken Jennings that he cycled the length of New York last summer from the Canadian border to Battery Park. When Jennings asked why he didn't bicycle on to Long Island, McShane said, and we quote, I'm not missing much. Jennings making matters worse, then calling it Long Island. Haha, very funny, Ken. Now, Long Island's irate Jeopardy fans were quick to point out that if McShane ended his ride at Battery Park, he did not, in fact, ride the length of New York as he claimed. So much for his geography knowledge. Now, that said, McShane has won 3 times this week and goes for win number 4 today. Well, 36 degrees right now, cloudy skies. We are headed up to 39 today in Midtown. WINS News Time 7:50. Traffic and AccuWeather in 1 minute.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take 1 pill each morning and 0 heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
WINS News Time 7:51. Time for traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
Oh my gosh, Route 3 is still closed. It's still closed. Again, day 3 in a row of a full closure of 3. This is westbound this time at the Passaic River Bridge. We got an accident investigation in East Rutherford of an accident involving 4 cars. All lanes are shut down, and we are jam-packed back to Route 7. Well, no, almost back to 95, the New Jersey Turnpike in this case. We had rubbernecking going eastbound of the area since this accident began, but now it's caused an accident at Route 21 due to that westbound crash, and again with that accident involving 4 vehicles. 287 northbound commuters, we have an accident at Weston Canal Road, exit 12. We've got 1 lane blocked. And 280, we have a broken down vehicle westbound at exit 16E for Essex Street in Harrison. The center lane is blocked with that broken down vehicle. Long Island is still doing very well as we take a check of what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Nothing out of the ordinary for sure. The LIE in Queens Queens is going to be a heavy ride from 188th Street out into Grand Avenue, particularly getting from Casino Boulevard out into 108th Street is where it's heaviest. Alternate side of the street parking is in effect for today citywide, and over at the Hudson River, the inbound Lincoln and the Holland Tunnel are 45 minutes. The inbound side of the GW Bridge is about a 40-minute wait right now. We're sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Our next report is 8:01. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Prime members save on your table centerpiece at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off animal welfare certified bone-in beef rib roast and steaks through December 25th, while supplies last. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
And now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here with the latest is meteorologist Dean DeVore.
Yeah, one of the things that's really concerning me, Donna, are the temperatures that I see away from the city to the north and west. You get out to like that 287 corridor, and everything I see there is still below freezing or near or below freezing, and then get up into the Jersey Hills and up into the Hudson Valley suburbs, the distant ones, and it's in the 20s. So again, this precipitation's coming in probably around midday now into the early part of the afternoon. Initially, rain, mostly rain for the city and the coastal suburbs, maybe some mix-in of sleet and some snow pellets. North and west of the city, it's likely to be all mixed. And
snow pellets? What is that?
Much you go, the longer it will stay mixed into the night. So temperatures in the city rise up in the upper 30s, and then eventually tonight in the low to mid 40s as the rain and the wind continues. Coastal flooding problems at high tide, especially centered on tomorrow. Jersey Shore first, and then I think North Shore, Long Island, some coastal flooding later tomorrow as the storm pulls away into Friday night. Inland spots, the worst of the wintry stuff north and west of 287 with several inches of accumulation. We may get some backlash snow showers tomorrow afternoon coming closer to the city. Then it's dry and cold for the weekend, low to mid 40s on Saturday, upper 30s on Sunday. It's 36 now in the city, and we'll slowly go up into the upper 30s to near 40 by the end of the day.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in my vehicle as I drive and listen to the news. I was kind of hoping I'd get that commercial from yesterday. It was a cute little jingle. I actually sang a little bit of it, just a little bit. If any of you guys missed it, just go back to yesterday's video, to the November 14th driving in the news, and you'll catch a very, very bad rendition of what I thought was a cute little jingle. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for joining me today. Today's December 15th, 2022, and that was a small snippet of today's news. And thank you again, and we'll see you guys on the next video.